Hi friends, welcome to Tasty Thursdays. Today we're going to be making dog treats that you can make with ingredients that you have at home. For this recipe, we need a couple different ingredients. The ingredients we need: whole wheat flour. You can just use all-purpose if that's what you have at home. Pumpkin, peanut butter, and 2 eggs. The other things that we're going to need are a bowl, measuring cups, mixer or a fork if you don't have a mixer at home, rolling pin, a pan to put them for the oven, and some cookie cutters that you choose as well. There's also a list in the description of all of the different things that you're going to need and the recipe that you can follow along to. Let's get started. Our first step is we're going to get a pan that can go into the oven and parchment paper. I have this, which is like parchment paper so it doesn't stick on, or some cooking grease that you can spray over, and we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Our next step is adding all of our ingredients. So we're going to add 2/3 of a cup of pumpkin. So that's 1/3, 2/3. And you could see I was using my finger to make sure that it was the right amount. Okay, 2/3 of pumpkin. 1/4 of a cup of peanut butter. You can use crunchy, you can use smooth, whatever you have at home. I don't know about you guys who have dogs at home, but my dog loves peanut butter. She also loves pumpkin. It's really good for her tummy when she has an upset stomach. And then we're gonna add our eggs. So we have 2 eggs, crack them on the side, and that creates a little bit of a crack. Then you can take your thumbs and open it up. Sometimes it can be tricky. You don't need your muscles for it. Awesome. So with those 3 ingredients, we're gonna take our hand mixer or our fork and stir it just on low. When those 3 ingredients are all mixed together, then we can start adding our flour. We're gonna slowly add just a bit at a time. If you're doing this with someone else, someone can be stirring it in with the hand mixer while you slowly add it in. And we're looking around the sides, making sure that that gets stirred in too, and that you're getting the bottom. I'm just gonna pause and add another cup. Once again, taking my finger, doing it over. So I got a little bit more than a cup. Once it's all mixed in together, we can take it out of the bowl on a lightly floured surface. So take some flour and sprinkle it between your fingers, making sure you make a circle that it can be plopped down on. Now I'm gonna take my rolling pin. You're gonna take a little bit more flour and just move it up and down the rolling pin. Do it over top of your dough so then it gets some sprinkled on. We're just gonna gently roll it out. We're rolling from the middle of our dough out, going long. I don't need my muscles for doing this. I'm just making sure that it's a little bit even of a flat surface. So I could be like, oh, there's a little bit of a bump here. Let's make sure I get that a little bit more. Just keep going from the center of it, making a circle. If your rolling pin starts sticking to the dough, you can always take more of your flour and just move it up and down again, making sure that it's over top of the dough. So that's getting a little sprinkle of flour as well. And when your dough is about 1/4 of an inch thick, so it's like half of your pinky, then you can take whatever cookie cutters you have. If you don't have cookie cutters at home, you can always use a glass and turn it upside down, or a cup, and use that circle. I'm going to be using circles too, so I have a big circle and a little circle for my dog treats. And I'm just pressing in and then using my finger to pop them out, or they can just stay in. If you have different cookie cutters, like animals at home, you could definitely use those.
Can't really cut.
Once you've moved your cookie cutters all the way around your dough, so making sure that you've gotten all of those spaces along the edges and that it's all filled up with those shapes, then you can gently move your dough so that you're getting your shapes out. Sometimes you need to press the cookie cutter a little bit more to make sure that it comes out nicely. Then we're just going to be adding them onto our prepared baking sheet. Once you've put all of the cookies that you can fit on your baking sheet, this one's ready to go in the oven, but you might still have a little bit of dough left over from all of those spaces around where you got the shapes out. So you can take all of that dough together and squish it together and do the whole rolling process again with your rolling pin. Also remember that if it's tricky to get your shapes off, you can take a spatula and gently just move it under. And sometimes that helps get cookies off of a surface if they're super sticky. All right, these guys are ready to go in the oven now. So our oven has been preheating at 350 and we're ready to put these in. These are gonna go in for between 20 and 25 minutes. Put them in for 20 and then check, and if they need a little bit more time to be a little bit more golden and browning along the edges of them, leave them in for a couple more minutes. Our cookies have been in the oven for 20 minutes and they're ready to come out now. I'm gonna use an oven mitt. Take them out. And they can just sit there until they're all done cooling off. We don't want to be feeding our pets anything warm. Sit. Good girl. Okay. Thanks for tuning in for Tasty Thursdays and making your own dog treats. Be sure to check out tomorrow's video for Mindfulness Fridays as we do some yoga breathing with different animal noises. Have a good day.